Seniors, just one daily habit. To restore muscle strength like you're 40. Again, you know that moment. When you reach for the coffee mug on that top shelf and your arm shakes so badly you freeze, suddenly afraid you might drop it. Or that hollow feeling in your chest when your grandchild asks, "Can we play outside?" And your first thought isn't excitement. It's fear that your body will humiliate you. I see it in your eyes when you walk into my office. That silent grief. Not just for the strength you've lost, but for the person you no longer recognize in the mirror. Martha wrote to me last year. Her words still haunt me. "Dr. Bob," she said, "yesterday my 5-year-old granddaughter asked her mother why Grandma doesn't love her anymore. All because I can't get down on the floor to play like I used to." I sat on that couch watching her little face fall when I said, "Not today, sweetheart." And I felt myself disappearing, like I'm fading away while I'm still breathing. That raw ache Martha described, it's not just aging or being dramatic. That theft of your strength is real. It has a name: sarcopenia, the accelerated muscle loss that begins stealing pieces of you after 60. But here's what absolutely infuriates me. Your doctor probably handed this sentence to you like it's inevitable. Like gradual helplessness is your only option. They are wrong. The medical establishment has been lying to you, not through malice, but through ignorance. That trembling in your hands, the effort it takes to stand from your favorite chair, the quiet terror of potentially becoming dependent on others, none of it is your inescapable fate. I know because I've lived it myself. At 71, I couldn't pick up my own grandson without fear. Today at 78, I can not only lift him, I can get down on the floor and wrestle with him. And it didn't take expensive equipment, complicated routines, or hours of grueling exercise. Before we go any further, if you've ever looked at an old photograph of yourself gardening, hiking, or dancing, and felt that stab of loss for the strong person you used to be, I want you to know, I see you. That grief is valid. That fear of losing your independence? I felt it too. We all have. If you're committed to reclaiming your strength and your rightful place in the world, click that subscribe button and notification bell right now. This isn't just another channel. It's a community of people just like us, refusing to disappear, refusing to be dismissed. Every week, I share evidence-based strategies that honor our dignity and our right to remain strong, capable, and present in our own lives. What I'm about to share today transformed not just Martha's body, but her sense of self. While the medical community mumbles about managing decline, thousands of my patients and viewers have actually reversed their muscle loss using one surprisingly simple daily habit. Stay with me, especially for the moment when I reveal how Martha went from the grandmother who couldn't stand without using her hands to the one racing her grandchildren across the yard. Her journey from invisible to indispensable wasn't about superhuman effort. It was about one consistent choice that changed everything. The challenge and solution. Let me tell you what's really happening inside your body right now. The truth they don't explain during those brief medical appointments. After 60, your body betrays you at a cellular level, shedding an astonishing 3% of your muscle mass every single year. By the time you reach 80, half of your physical strength has vanished. Half. This isn't about looking older in the mirror. This is about your very freedom being stolen day by day. Picture waking up one morning with only half the strength you have today. Your grocery bag suddenly feeling like cement. The stairs to your bedroom becoming a mountain to climb. That moment when you stumble, and your body lacks the strength to catch itself. I've seen this devastating cycle destroy the lives of people just like you and me. First, you notice the weakness. Then comes the fear, so you do less, which accelerates the weakness. Soon your world physically shrinks. The park seems too far away. The garden too demanding, the dance floor too risky. And the most heartbreaking part? The looks. Those subtle glances between your adult children when they think you can't see. Those whispered conversations about what to do about mom or dad can't manage anymore. The slow erosion of not just your strength, but your dignity. But I'm here today because what I'm about to tell you changed everything for Martha, and flies in the face of what most healthcare providers tell seniors. Your muscles don't know your birth date. They don't care if you're 60, 70, or even 90. They only respond to how you use them. Period. This isn't wishful thinking, it's biological fact. A groundbreaking study in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society documented something the medical establishment said was impossible. Adults in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who began strength training didn't just slow their decline, they reversed it. After only 12 weeks, participants rebuilt an average of 2.5 pounds of lost muscle and increased their strength by over 25%. Let that sink in. People decades older than you, rebuilding what they thought was gone forever. Now I can almost hear what you're thinking, because Martha said the exact same thing. Strength training? Bob, that's for bodybuilders and gym rats. I can barely open a jar of pickles. That's the great deception. When I say strength training, I'm not talking about grunting over heavy barbells or complicated machines. The type of strengthening I'm going to show you looks nothing like what you're imagining. I'm talking about gentle, dignified movements that honor where your body is today, while awakening the strength that's been dormant inside you. Just 20 minutes of these movements daily can literally rewrite your future. Not just stronger muscles, though that happens remarkably quickly, but something far more precious. The return of your independence. Let me tell you about Richard. At 83, his world had shrunk to his living room chair. His once beloved garden lay abandoned outside his window. His children weren't just worried, they were actively researching assisted living facilities. For your own safety, Dad, they said. 6 months after beginning these simple movements I'm going to show you today, Richard not only maintained his home, but reclaimed his garden. I still remember the photo he sent me. Dirt under his fingernails, tears in his eyes, standing proudly beside tomato plants he'd tended himself for the first time in 3 years. Dr. Bob, he wrote, they were planning my surrender. Instead, I found my strength. The daily habit, age-appropriate strength training. The daily habit I'm advocating isn't about lifting heavy weights or pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about consistent, gentle resistance training that works with your body, not against it. Let me share with you the 3 key principles that make this approach so effective, especially for those of us over 60. First, consistency over intensity. This isn't about pushing to your limits every session. It's about showing up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. 5 days of gentle exercise beats 1 day of intense work every time. Martha started with just 10 minutes daily, but she did it every single day without fail. This consistent effort sent a powerful message to her body. We need this strength. Second, progressive resistance, not weight. Many seniors make the mistake of thinking they need heavy weights to see results. Nothing could be further from the truth. Your body responds to resistance, not weight itself. This means you can start with just your own body weight or very light resistance and still see tremendous results. As one movement becomes easier, you make small adjustments to increase the challenge, always staying within your comfort zone. Third, functional movements, not isolated exercises. The most effective exercises mimic the movements you do in everyday life. Instead of isolating individual muscles like bodybuilders do, focus on movements that translate directly to real life. Standing up from a chair, reaching overhead, or picking something up from the floor. These are the abilities that maintain your independence. Now let me be clear about something important. Before starting any new exercise routine, you should consult with your healthcare provider, especially if you have existing health conditions. This isn't just standard advice, it's crucial for ensuring your safety. That said, let me share the exercises that have helped thousands of my viewers reclaim their strength and independence. The exact routine that transformed Martha's life. Recommended exercises for 60-plus adults. I'm going to share a simple routine that you can adapt to your current abilities. Remember, the goal isn't to do these perfectly the first time. It's to start where you are and gradually improve. Gentle strengthening moves. Chair squats. This is where Martha started her journey. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet hip-width apart. Slowly lower yourself as if sitting down, but just before you touch the seat, stand back up. Use the chair arms for support if needed. This engages the powerful muscles of your legs and core, the very muscles that keep you mobile and independent. Martha could only do 3 of these when she started. Now she does 3 sets of 10 every morning while her coffee brews. Wall push-ups. Stand facing a wall. Place your hands on the wall at shoulder height, slightly wider than your shoulders. Step back so your body is at an angle. Bend your elbows to bring your chest closer to the wall, then push back to the starting position. This builds upper body strength without putting stress on your joints. Richard, who couldn't lift his arms above his shoulders, started with just 5 of these daily. Within weeks, he had doubled his repetitions and noticed significantly improved shoulder mobility. Seated leg lifts. While sitting in a chair with good posture, straighten one leg until it's parallel to the floor, hold briefly, then lower it. Repeat with the other leg. This strengthens your quadriceps, essential muscles for climbing stairs and getting up from seated positions. Resistance band exercises. Using a light resistance band, you can perform gentle rowing motions, bicep curls, and overhead presses. The beauty of resistance bands is that they provide gentle resistance throughout the entire movement and are incredibly joint-friendly. Eleanor, 76, told me resistance band work was the key to her being able to lift her grandchildren again, something she thought she'd never do after turning 70. Balance and flexibility. Balance exercises are just as important as strength work, as they directly reduce your risk of falls, one of the greatest threats to independence as we age. Standing on one leg. Hold onto a counter or sturdy chair and lift one foot slightly off the ground. Hold for 10 to 30 seconds, then switch sides. As you improve, try using less support from your hands. Heel-to-toe walk. Place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of your other foot, as if walking on a tightrope. Take 10-20 steps this way, using a wall or furniture for support if needed. Gentle yoga or Tai Chi. These ancient practices combine strength, balance, and flexibility in flowing movements that are particularly beneficial for aging bodies. Many senior centers and community organizations offer classes specifically designed for older adults. Core stability. Your core muscles, the muscles of your abdomen, lower back, and hips, are your body's central support system. Strengthening them improves posture, reduces back pain, and enhances overall stability. Seated marches. Sitting tall in a chair, lift one knee toward your chest, lower it, then lift the other. Start with 10 repetitions on each side. Gentle pelvic tilts. Sitting or lying down, gently rock your pelvis forward and backward to engage your lower abdominal and back muscles. Modified planks. These can be done standing against a wall or using a counter at an angle comfortable for you, rather than on the floor. Now I want to emphasize something critically important. The exercises themselves are only part of the equation. How you perform. Key principles for safe and effective training. Safety must always come first. Here are the principles that ensure you gain strength without risking injury. Start where you are, not where you think you should be. This was a difficult lesson for Martha. She remembered being able to garden for hours in her 50s and tried to push herself too hard at first. After we adjusted her approach to honor her current abilities, her progress actually accelerated. Focus on form, not repetitions. 5 exercises performed with proper form will do far more good than 20 done improperly. Take your time, move slowly, and pay attention to how your body feels during each movement. Breathe purposefully throughout each exercise. Never hold your breath while exerting effort. Generally, exhale during the hardest part of the movement, when you're pushing or lifting, and inhale during the easier phase. Increase difficulty gradually. Only make exercises more challenging when the current level feels comfortable. This might mean adding 1 more repetition per week, or holding a position for 5 seconds longer. Small, incremental changes build lasting strength without overwhelming your body. Listen to your body's signals. Muscle fatigue is expected and beneficial. Sharp pain is not. Learn to distinguish between productive challenge and potential injury. Remember Richard's transformation? He attributes his success to this gradual approach. I wanted to do more, faster, he told me, but following your advice to increase slowly kept me consistent and injury-free. The beauty of this approach is its adaptability. If you have arthritis, heart disease, osteoporosis, or any other chronic condition, these exercises can be modified to work safely with your body's needs. This isn't about forcing yourself into a one-size-fits-all program. It's about finding the movements that work for your unique situation. Supporting habits for muscle recovery. While the daily strength habit is the cornerstone of rebuilding muscle, there are supporting practices that significantly enhance your results. Nutrition, the building blocks of strength. As we age, our protein needs actually increase, yet many seniors consume less protein than they did in middle age. This creates a perfect storm for muscle loss. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that adults over 60 may need 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, significantly more than the standard recommendation. Practically speaking, this means incorporating protein-rich foods at every meal: eggs, lean meats, fish, dairy, legumes, and if necessary, high-quality protein supplements designed for seniors. Just as important are vitamins and minerals that support muscle function. Vitamin D, which most seniors are deficient in, is essential for muscle strength. Calcium supports not just bone health, but muscle contraction. Magnesium helps prevent muscle cramps and supports energy production. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation that can impede muscle recovery. Eleanor, who regained the ability to lift her grandchildren, made one simple change alongside her resistance band work. She added a protein-rich breakfast every morning. "I had been starting my days with just coffee and toast," she told me. "Adding eggs and Greek yogurt made a noticeable difference in how quickly I gained strength." Rest and recovery, when the magic happens. Here's something many people don't realize. Muscles don't actually grow stronger during exercise. They grow stronger during recovery. This means that rest days and quality sleep are not optional. They're essential components of building strength. For optimal results, allow at least one day between strength sessions for the same muscle groups. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Manage stress levels, as chronic stress increases muscle-wasting hormones like cortisol. Stay well hydrated, as even mild dehydration can reduce muscle performance. Martha credits improving her sleep as a key factor in her transformation. By establishing a consistent bedtime routine and limiting screen time in the evening, she found she not only slept better, but recovered more quickly from her daily strength routine. Medical guidance, your personal safety net. Finally, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of working with your healthcare provider. This isn't just about getting permission to exercise, it's about creating a plan that works with your specific health conditions. If you have heart disease, certain exercises may need to be modified to keep heart rate within safe ranges. Osteoporosis, some movements might need to be adapted to protect vulnerable bones. Arthritis, joint-friendly variations can provide strength benefits without increasing pain. Diabetes, strength training can help manage blood sugar, but timing and intensity may need adjustment. Hypertension, proper breathing techniques become even more crucial. Your doctor or a physical therapist can help you identify the safest, most effective approach for your unique situation. Martha's journey, from invisible to indispensable. I want to take you deeper into Martha's journey, not just what she did, but what she felt along the way. Because her transformation wasn't just physical, it was a reclamation of her very identity. Martha began exactly where many of you are right now, feeling like a ghost in her own life. The worst part, she told me during a tearful phone call, was seeing the look in my granddaughter's eyes. That mixture of disappointment and confusion when I kept saying, "Not today, sweetheart." Children don't understand when someone they love starts vanishing before their eyes. Martha started with just 3 chair squats and 5 wall push-ups. The first week, even that minimal effort left her breathing hard, her thighs burning. "I felt ashamed," she admitted. "How had I let myself become so weak?" But here's where Martha's story turns, and where yours can too. Instead of surrendering to that shame, she made a decision that changed everything. She would show up for herself every single day, no matter how small the effort seemed. "Some days, Dr. Bob, I could barely do what I'd done the day before, but I refused to miss a day. Even if I could only do 2 squats instead of 3, I still showed up." At the 6-week mark, nothing dramatic had happened. No one was commenting on visible changes. But Martha noticed something that stopped her in her tracks. One evening, absorbed in her favorite TV show, she stood up from her deep couch without thinking, without using her hands to push herself up. "I froze halfway across the room," she told me, and started crying. It was such a small thing, standing up without pushing off. But in that moment, I knew something fundamental was changing. By the 3rd month, Martha attempted something that had once seemed impossible. She lowered herself to the floor to play with her granddaughter. "I still needed my son to help me back up," she laughed. But the look on my granddaughter's face when I sat down beside her, that was worth any amount of effort. Month 4 brought another breakthrough. After consistent practice of the gentle seated marches and leg lifts, Martha could not only get down to the floor but push herself back up unassisted. The first time I did it, my son actually applauded, she recalled. I felt like I'd won an Olympic medal. But the most profound transformation wasn't visible in any photograph. It was what happened inside. I stopped apologizing for taking up space, Martha wrote in an email that I keep pinned above my desk. I stopped saying sorry when I needed a moment to stand up. I stopped feeling like a burden when my family visited. I started planning activities again, making suggestions, being present. My son told me recently, "Mom, you're back." And I am. I'm back in my life again. Today, nearly a year since those first 3 shaky chair squats, Martha doesn't just function. She thrives. Last month, she sent me a video of herself dancing at her granddaughter's birthday party. Dancing. The woman who once couldn't stand without assistance was now twirling a giggling child around the living room. Martha's journey illuminates a truth the medical establishment often misses. Your muscles don't care about your birth certificate. They respond to the demands you place on them at any age. Your body is listening, waiting for you to reclaim what was temporarily lost, not permanently gone. Conclusion. Your path forward, let's sit with this truth for a moment. Your body, the one that carried you through decades of life, that held your children, that worked and danced and loved, hasn't betrayed you. It's simply been waiting for you to speak to it in a language it understands. I've shared with you the one daily habit that can transform not just your muscles, but your very experience of these precious years ahead. The science confirms it. Martha, Richard, Eleanor, and thousands of others in our community have lived it. The only question that remains is, will you join us? I want you to hear something I rarely share on camera. 3 years ago, I stood at my granddaughter's birthday party, watching the children play from a distance. My son approached and said something that pierced my heart. "Dad, they think you don't want to play with them." That night, I looked in the mirror and made a promise to the man staring back at me. I would not disappear. I would not become a photograph on the wall while still breathing. That promise led me to these very movements I've shared with you today. And now I extend this invitation, not as a doctor, but as someone who understands the particular ache of feeling your strength, your very self, slip away. Remember these truths. Your journey begins with a single movement, not tomorrow. Today, 1 chair squat, 1 wall push-up, 3 repetitions if that's all you have. Your body will hear you and respond. The smallest actions, repeated faithfully, create miracles. Martha began with movements so gentle they seemed almost meaningless. Yet her body recognized the whisper of, "I need you to be strong," and answered in kind. Your body is no different. This path isn't always smooth. Some days you'll feel the strength returning. Other days you'll wonder if you're moving backward. Both are part of the journey. Trust the process that has transformed thousands before you. This is an act of profound self-respect. When you give these few minutes to your body each day, you're declaring that your presence in this world still matters. That you refuse to be dismissed, forgotten, or set aside. Each repetition says, "I am still here. I still count. I am not finished." And perhaps most importantly, you are not walking this path alone. In homes across the country, thousands of people just like you are doing these same movements, facing these same doubts, and experiencing these same victories. We see each other. We hold space for each other. We celebrate each other. Martha sent me a video last month that I want to share with you. She filmed it at her granddaughter's 7th birthday party. In it, Martha isn't sitting on the sidelines. She's on the floor building a tower of blocks, then purposefully knocking it down as her granddaughter erupts in laughter. Then, and this is the moment that brings tears to my eyes every time, Martha stands back up, unassisted, with her granddaughter's small hand in hers. The text she sent with the video simply read, "I am here again. Fully here." That presence, that return to yourself, is waiting for you. Before you close this video, if these words have stirred something in you, some refusal to accept disappearing as your fate, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell right now, not for algorithms or numbers, but because you deserve to have this information. These reminders of your strength delivered to you each week. And if you know someone who's feeling that same quiet grief of diminishing strength, share this video. Your act of sharing might be the hand that helps them rise again. I'd like to leave you with Martha's words. I am here again, fully here. This is my deepest wish for you, to be fully present, fully capable, fully yourself for all the precious days ahead. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to reclaim yourself. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm Dr. Bob, and we're in this together.